Vicky, this is Langdana here. This is Langdana who's seen through Whole Foods. Okay. All right, guys. So here we are. Here's the routine framework. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. So, we're going to do the first ISLM for you, but this is the full-fledged Keynesian framework that the whole planet is using. Can you hear me in the back? Am I amplifying? I'm assuming that's a yes, since no one's responding. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, I didn't see that.
Thank you so much. So do you think we'll actually go on the trip? What's your sense?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm traveling again for work.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
I think I'm traveling to Basel like a month before, so.
Wow, so you're going to meet us there?
I'll come with you guys.
I think it's dependent on the fifth wave that we're seeing in France and how it's affecting the rest of Europe. It's for me. It's about what's going to happen with the fifth wave that's starting to hit in Europe, because they have yet to, because of their jabs are different, their cycles are different. They're about to go through another wave, and as we may have learned, the waves that start in Europe end up hitting here afterwards, and while those do abate, I think that, and we do have our third rounds are going up, which are all available for everybody, if everybody doesn't know. You can, it just depends on what they're doing with borders. Like we're going to Ireland.
So, you know, you're going to, you went to Ireland?
Yeah, for Christmas, probably, unless they shut down the borders again.
Okay, so you saw it. So, we're talking about June now, May, June.
No, what I'm saying is,
He's saying there's another wave of COVID
there's another
in
wave
Europe,
coming,
which
and we don't know what's going to happen.
operates on a delay.
That's fundamentally what's going to happen.
Can you tell me what he said then?
He's saying there's another wave of COVID hitting Europe now that runs on a delay, so what we've seen in the past is at least the
So it's
US,
going to hit us by then.
by then, there's a possibility that you could potentially shut down.
Could you please tell him that
I deserve that, by the way. I love it. Magdana deserves it.
Professor, is Athens set in stone, or is there any adjustments there?
No, so in March, so January, I'll first ask you if you can come or not. Then March is when we will look at COVID and we will make the call.
No,
Because we
but-
need a 90-day, no, it's set in stone.
No, but what I'm referring to is, do we have any say in picking another location?
No.
No,
Sorry,
right?
I'm speaking Chinese. No.
Because Dubai has a expo. No, wait, I'm serious. No, I'm being serious.
Magdana is not going to Dubai because they treat Indian workers like slaves there. They
Okay,
put
what
them
about
in
Prague?
camps, they take away their passports. No, we're getting you all worked up. I do not go to Dubai because they treat the poor Indian workers really badly. They put them in camps, they take away their passports so they can't leave the country. It's like
Really?
a constant, yes. So, do we have any people from Dubai here?
Oh,
Quincy, help me out here. Are the migrant workers in really bad condition?
They take away the passport. The whole Middle East does that.
Not going. The great kebabs though, the food is amazing. So if you could somehow give me the food without the,
Can I just ask one question?
plus can you handle the heat in Dubai in the summer? Are you kidding me? No.
you're gonna be in the hotel.
Yeah, but see, on that note, when we go, wherever we go, I do not want to see you sitting in the lobby of the hotel drinking $15 cocktails. So when Louis and I would come down, all the members in the lobby of the five-star hotel, lattes, and I'm going, what are you doing? Out, out. Let me hold your hand. Out. Get out there. Get lost. Take the subway. Pop up in different part of Beijing or Copenhagen or Athens. If I see you in the lobby, Louis and I are going to gently push you out. I'm getting all worked up. This is going to be an immersion. We're not going to be like people talk about Americans. They sit in the lobby and they drink their Starbucks and they go home. We're not going to do that. And by the way, do we have Canadians here? Canadians, yeah. So many Americans wear the Canadian maple leaf and act like they're Canadians because everyone loves Canadians, right? Nobody abducts Canadians, no one does anything bad to Canadians because everyone loves, right? Say something, just say yes. Yeah. So you are not going to wear the maple leaf. Americans will proudly be American. We will not hide behind a false flag. Not that I'm in this program. I'm very, very serious about these things. I get all worked up. You saw my thing I sent to the veterans yesterday. I've taken the class to Gettysburg Battlefield 3 times. Yes, if you haven't, I don't know why you haven't. Take your family there, spend the weekend there. It's a beautiful place. It's a very important place. And as a battlefield, it's one of the easiest Civil War. I've been to them all, except Shiloh. I haven't made it to Shiloh, but I've been to them all. Antietam is hard if you don't know your history. Manassas is also complicated. Gettysburg is very easy to understand. So beautiful, and 3 hours drive. Take the kids, spend the weekend. Watch the movie first. You been there?
I've been there, but I was gonna ask a question on, so if we determine the destination still to be China, because you said in March will we have enough time?
Athens and Copenhagen.
China's over?
Copenhagen,
Have you
I didn't know
been
that.
abducted in North Korea? I've been abducted by
I
the
thought
North
that the
Koreans.
decision was in March that we were making
Did
where.
North Koreans take you to North Korea? No, China's gone. Xi Jinping doesn't want foreigners. We talked about this. Angela. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. We are going to Copenhagen, Athens.
okay, okay.
Don't know which order, but those are the 2 countries.
Okay.
And this is a big deal because remember, companies have to let in 50 people. So we can't just choose, we can't just choose locations. There's a whole process. How many people? Which nationalities? How long will they visit the companies? How much can we allow in? What's the COVID situation? It's like a nightmare.
But what's the probability that we're going? It's 100%? I'm just trying to get my.
95% confidence interval.
In March we have to decide.
Okay.
Depending on COVID.
Okay.
And in fact, if you get COVID there, I'd rather leave you in Copenhagen than in some other country.
Okay.
Because you have to hang with you.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Or Louis will have to hang with you.
Okay.
So Farouk, it's gonna be 3 classes, ours, the 2022 and the 2021?
It's going to be mostly you, because if the second year class gets the refund, since now you've already graduated, so some of them are asking the question and I don't blame them. So if they get the refund, most might take it. And from the previous class, 22 people have said, no matter what, we are coming, we want the experience. So mostly you. Big, large, rowdy group. I don't want to be in the same plane as you guys, please know. I will fly the day earlier because I'm gonna act like I don't know you guys. So there's a whole plane protocol because we don't want to upset the people in the plane. At one point, by the way, quick story, the class, here's for you, the class president comes to me, we're gonna meet near the pantry. And I said, who's we? 25 members? This is after 9/11.
Oh, God.
And we're gonna, ready for this? We're gonna discuss leadership books we have read over the summer.
Sure.
I said, could you please stop that right now? They will divert the plane. This is suspicious activity. 25 people don't congregate in the pantry.
Exactly.
So we please keep them under.
Or you'll be tackled to ground.
All right, here we go. Stay with me. survival guide, maximum power, survival guide. To increase in aggregate supply. Okay, the Langana shortcut. So this first one, make all moves in our space. Does anybody speak Danish or Greek?
We went to Portugal, I could really help us. We went to Portugal, I could really help us.
And I can arrange for plans with this.
Harry, keep a sharp eye on her. Hearing abnormally. I love Portugal though, by the way. After I was taught in France for 9 years, it's my favorite country after France on the continent. Spain, to be honest, did not work for me.
I tell my husband, so my husband's family from Spain, and we're
Spain
Portuguese.
does not work for me. I
I tell
got,
him-
sorry guys, I got altitude in Spain, but Portugal was warm, friendly, and the cheeses are better, the wine is better. It's just undersold, nobody knows
Soccer's
it.
better, we
Who?
understand, soccer.
Soccer, yeah, soccer,
Oh.
sausage too is better. So, hey, Nick, what moves in our space? I went to Evora Monte.
Oh, okay. I'm from Minho, I'm from the north, Minho, acho about fish.
Okay.
Whatever you said there, you know?
Excuse us, sir, we have to private conversation.
Yeah.
Even the animals on the street are friendlier in Portugal. Animals would come up to me. I felt like St. Francis there, you know? Animals would come up to me.
Did you visit Fatima?
Oh, of course. And I've been to Assisi too.
Oh, yeah. See? We might be changing, we might be going to Portugal now.
Hmm.
If we go to Asturias, we can go visit something like this, so that's a mistake.
What's he saying?
My job, we have a building, we have a lot of people in Asturias, so if you ever go to Spain, we can visit there.
He just said he doesn't like Spain.
He wants places to visit, right, for work, right? We tell him any places he can visit.
We could go visit my family in Portugal.
We can visit the facility.
They'll welcome us with the cheese, the bread, just saying.
It's like when they bring
Why?
tourists in, like, you know, they charge tourists money and here's a typical Portuguese family at lunch. And so they're speaking in Portuguese, they normally don't even speak in that at home, you know? Yeah, we do that in India too. Typical Indian meal, and so we are just acting really weird for the tourists. Step 2, tangle down directly. And adjust AG.
That's the inflation change, right?
Here we are, here's the shortcut. Do not worry about adjusting a limb. Due to change in P. Very important. This is a shortcut. I'll do one for you and then you can do a couple. Step 3, and David, you're going to be a formidable person when this is over because you're going to have a macro engine room on top of your political engine room. So, in the room, whichever room you're in, I seriously doubt there'll be anyone else with this much macro. I seriously doubt it. So, step 3, close the goods market and labor market. And step 4, present results boldly. Okay, I'm going to do good G, the infrastructure spending that Keynes taught us. Now remember, in Keynes' time, there was no good G or bad G. It was just G. It was all infrastructure. There were no interest payments on debt. There were no unemployment benefits or welfare or stay at home or child care. Sorry, James. There was none of all those hot potato items. So here we are. So the first one, increase in G in ISLM, Keynesian aggregate supply, the effect on Y. P, jobs, here we are, wages. C, I, interest rates. So if you like, please close all textbooks, close all textbooks. I'm doing the first one now. If you like, you can redraw the framework. I'm just going to draw on this one. This is in the book. So this is the first Keynes, and then by the 40s, we figured out when World War II happened, we finally did G. And then came the Civilian Conservation Corps, Tennessee Valley Project, India's, what is Modi calling it? Something Shakti, Bhati Shakti, or Gati Shakti plan. Rajesh, Gati Shakti?
No, I'm
Modi? Nobody? Never mind.
Not following.
Don't like the guy?
No, I like the guy, but not following.
Okay. I just actually did a class for Nalanda University, so I'm doing something for them early in the morning. Sorry?
You don't sleep much?
Actually, I don't. I have a sleep issue. I really do, so I don't sleep much. All right. Here we go. What's the first move?
Highest moves up.
The highest curve should.
Thank you. Here we are. This is our Keynesian world. Step one, increase in G, IS to IS prime. Here we go, I1. Okay, please look at me. Please look at me, folks, please. Dangle down to a million lanes. Just dangle down. Y1, Y1, Y1. And please look at me, folks. Here is the beauty of this model. Run. You dangle directly off. Directly, bang. Step two, AD prime, done. Done. Dangle, move, done. None of that. And here we go, P1, this is 2, this is 2. Okay, look at step 3, look at your survival guides, what happens next? Yes, but David, price has gone up, shouldn't we? Vicky, price has gone up. Christian, Libby, Deepti, Shrita, price has gone up, shouldn't we snap back, Louis? All that stuff, shouldn't we do all that, Smriti?
No, but don't worry about it.
Exactly, thank you, James. Do not worry about the P. There's technically, yes, Jonathan, technically, yes, you're supposed to, but you don't lose anything by not in the shortcut, okay? So just no need. No results are going to change. This is the famous Langdana shortcut. So, done. Okay, now, next step, David, you just told me. Close the goods market. So, how do you close it? Blue, 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 blue. C1 plus I1 plus G1. Come on, really quick. Is C1 greater than or less than C0?
Yes, greater.
Greater Y?
Because of Y's
That's
and
Y and Z.
Y is greater, C1 greater than C0, C is C bar plus BY, and since Y increased, C increased. So C1 gone up, I1,
No.
I will
Lower.
go down, crowding out.
wow, who said that? So, Samanda, beautiful, I1 less than I0, crowded out, and now, in the real world here, in the real world, when somebody says, well, you know, that's gonna crowd out private capital investments, you know, you're talking about Biden's stimulus plan, it's gonna push interest rates up, it's gonna cause crowding out. How do you respond?
Yawn.
We have, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. How'd you respond to the crowding out charge?
Show me.
Wow, Jonathan, louder?
It's the NSI equation, so you get more, capital inflow.
Exactly, so thank you. So what this story, thank you, Jonathan, thank you so much. What this is missing is, what this story is missing is the global effect. The capital inflow, remember the capital inflow, Zach? Remember the capital inflow? Coming in here, Sundas, remember that? Edward, remember that?
All the deposits we have.
Chris, remember that? So basically, and look what it's doing to the interest rates. See? Yes, so that little effect is missing from the story. So you hear the Wall Street Journal, that crowding out from Biden stimulus, don't get over it, man. You got other problems with the Biden stimulus? Fine. Don't give me the crowding out story. That's a bogus, it's a red herring. Look at the numbers, they don't even, you can't find it. Because as long as now other countries will have crowding out. But as long as we have the capital inflow, the cave theory, you getting this, folks?
Yep.
As long as we have the cave theory going for us, crowding out is a distant fear. Okay, so G, by policy. All right, what happens here? Labor market. And that was David's question. What's the big deal here, is what he basically said. Keynes didn't change production fund. Right here is the elegance of the Keynesian model. Keep in mind, there were no diagrams in his book. Trust me, I had to plow through his book in grad school. No diagrams, it's a pain. What happens here?
The ND goes up. The ND
So,
curve should go up.
so here, price goes to P1. So what happens here?
The W0 moves to W1.
Look at the assumptions you made. What is happening to labor demand and labor supply at this green line here?
So it will move.
Adjust fully to change in fee.
Because the employment gonna increase, right?
Too much power. Let's go step by step. In the labor market, initially at W0 over P0, labor demand is 70, labor supply is 95. So labor demand is less than labor supply. What was the assumption here?
W will not change.
Okay, so here, thank you, who said that? Who said that?
Me.
Someone. Thank you. And so here, my assumption, W will not change when P changes. And P changes first. So now Somebody tell me. Come on, Anthony. Now tell me, here, David, what happens in the labor market? So P has gone to P1. Give me a second, let's get red. This is really elegant, whether you are a supply side, some of you don't like this. Some of you will be supply side is going, oh, the heck with this. I don't want big government. I don't want to pay taxes and Biden's tax and spend. What the heck is that? Still, this is so elegant, yeah.
So W0 drops down to W1.
So basically, W0, P changes first, David, to P1. So what you have, so as P0 increases to P1, real wages, sorry guys, real wages fall to W0 over P1. Okay, now what happens? This is labor demand. Come on, good POR. Come on, Josie.
Change in output.
You heavy hitters from the exam, come on.
Change in output.
Yeah, sorry, Samantha. Yeah, David.
So the labor shortage, the excess demand shrinks.
Labor demand is less than labor supply, so no change in W by assumption. So in other words, W0 stays W0. So prices went up, wages did not go up. This is Keynes called this, so W0 did not change. Keynes called them sticky wages. They're sticky, they don't go up. So in other words, inflation went from 2% to 3.5%. Wages stayed at W0 still at original percentage. So what happens now to employment? Smithy, what happens to unemployment? Wendy, Louise, Robert? The mask is a different color. It used to be pink.
Our company changed.
Uh-huh. Am I good or am I good? Every detail. I know your wardrobes, by the way. Actually do. Every detail. So here we are in higher. And look at this. Less unemployment. Here we are, that's the beauty of Keynes. Yes, you can see the job growth. You can see the unemployment falling. Wages, inflation went up, wages remained at W0. And here we are, last step. Take this baby up. So N higher. And this here should be what? What should that Y be?
Y1.
Y1. It's the same Y1 as this one here. So there we are, folks. You do this on the back of your business card in the final exam, and you have this for the rest of your life. Once you get it, even if you try to forget it, you're stuck with it. Keith, so far so good. Mr. Hong, Chris, so far so good. Edward, Prabhanjan, yes, no? Okay, you guys do one. Press all three buttons. So divide yourself endogenously into groups. which is, I'm gonna give you two. Press all three or show me a liquidity trap.
Press all three and
Press all three, let's just activate everything. Let's do what countries did after 9/11,
COVID.
after COVID, after 2008. So can I erase this, by the way? Do not look at your books. So press all three, endogenously formed groups, I'll give you 10 minutes. Then we will do liquidity trap, and then we do a soft landing, what is happening now, or what's going to happen soon. And then, depending on the time, I'll do the Great Depression or Adam Smith.
What's the first one you want us to do?
So let's